So we're here at the bottom of Marble Gulch Road outside of Williams here, and we're going to go up and take a look at some of the Penn Butte timber sale units that are proposed by the Medford District BLM. As you can see here, this is a Port Orford cedar management area, so they've got this gate closed to protect the area from Port Orford cedar root rot here in the winter months. The BLM is implementing what they call dry forest restoration prescriptions here. What that really means is they're going to be doing some industrial logging up this road. They're going to be making openings in the forest canopy. They're going to be logging trees up to 36 inches in diameter, and they're going to be doing that in this area as if this was dry forest. But as you can see, the Port Orford cedar grows here, and a lot of other species such as woodwardia fern and CALYPSO orchids, and just a lot of species that are more adapted to more moist environment and more associated with moist forests here in the Pacific Northwest. In the Penn Butte timber sale, Unit 31-1, this is a project that's being proposed for implementation under the Integrated Vegetation Management for Resilient Lands project, the IVM project. This project is going to be approved almost entirely in late successional forest, late successional reserve forest that was set aside for the northern spotted owl, and it allows the BLM to remove trees up to 36 inches in diameter and over 150 years of age. So we're going to measure out this tree. See what the diameter is. And it's about 35 inches. So about 1 inch shy of their diameter limit. Certainly an old forest and old growth tree with late successional characteristics important for the northern spotted owl. And this whole group here would be removed as a group selection logging area. So we're standing in the Penn Butte timber sale, Unit 31-1, up here above in the upper Williams Creek watershed. And we're in a grove of trees here that are, there's probably about 20 or more trees here, all probably almost 30-inch diameter plus that are not marked, so they would be removed in the Penn Butte timber sale. And what we're doing here is we're coring this tree. It's a 35-inch diameter Douglas fir that's part of this complex old forest grouping here that's been targeted for group selection logging. And we're coring into this tree to get an idea of how old it is. So I'm walking around the group selection cut here to try and decipher how large the group select opening will be after logging takes place. Calculated out the acreage on this old forest group select cut here that they're proposing in Penn Butte timber sale, Unit 31-1, and it's about a 1/4 acre, so that's only about a 1/4 of the size that they are generally allowed to do under the Integrated Vegetation Management for Resilient Lands project that was recently approved. But this is a particularly damaging one because essentially the entire 1/4 acre group selection unit or cut area is old forest and, you know, maintains a lot of complex forest structure and characteristics. So we're in Unit 31-1 of the Penn Butte timber sale. It's proposed to be implemented as part of the IVM project, the Integrated Vegetation Management for Resilient Lands project. And I was trying to core this tree because, as you can see, the tree above here is marked yellow for retention, and this tree doesn't have a mark, so they're going to they're proposing to log this tree and to remove it from the forest. But as you core into it, you realize that the entire center is rotten. And so there most likely is no merchantable timber in this tree, but there is extremely high wildlife value here in the Munger's Late Successional Reserve. In this tree, you can have a lot of opportunity for internal cavity rot, which creates den sites for Pacific fishers and nesting sites for the spotted owl. So for many years, I worked on and actually owned and operated ecological forestry crews here in southwestern Oregon that implemented fuel reduction and defensible space treatments around homes to reduce fire risks and increase the vigor of forests surrounding those homes. And my concern with the IVM project is that the BLM is using restoration language and ecological concepts as a guise to implement commercial logging projects that will have damaging impacts on the ecosystems they'll be quote-unquote treating. And the concern is that by removing large diameter trees and opening up canopy conditions, they'll be drying out these stands, they'll be increasing fire risks by increasing understory fuel loads and damaging important northern spotted owl habitats in late successional reserve forests across southwestern Oregon. So we're in unit 31-2, right down below the Marble Mountain Mine up above Williams. This is in the Penn Butte timber sale, and this is being authorized under the IVM project, in which the BLM says they're going to be restoring open-grown forest, pine stands, and fire-adapted forest conditions. What they have here is a 34-inch diameter Ponderosa pine tree. It's been burned in the past, has this beautiful fire scar. Nice open-grown canopy, very little canopy competition. This is a beautiful Ponderosa pine tree with a future ahead of it. And rather than representing forest resiliency, the removal of this tree can be described only as forest degradation. So here we are on Marble Gulch, coming down Marble Gulch Road. We've been monitoring timber sale units in the Penn Butte timber sale today, and this is a timber sale that's associated with a project called the Integrated Vegetation Management for Resilient Lands Project, or the IVM project. And what it will do is allow the BLM to implement large-scale timber sales in late successional reserve forests with no public comment and no environmental review. And no meaningful public involvement. And Ann is going to be working to appeal this project. We're working on the appeal right now, and we're expecting that the BLM would deny that appeal and force us to pursue litigation in this project. So we really do need the support of the community and help from people in the Applegate and throughout southwestern Oregon that want to support our opposition to the Integrated Vegetation Management Project on BLM lands.